And welcome back to Valorant at Purdue, everyone. We are here for the first day of placements here in the NECC season. I am Sarugi, and I'm being joined by my fellow co-caster Beansprout.
Hey everyone.
So you were not here on Saturday.
I
On
was not,
Saturday,
yeah.
we did some interesting things for CVAL.
Mhm.
It was just placements, went up against, I believe it was a top 5 team in CVAL last season. So it was pretty interesting.
Mhm.
But today, we have a pretty interesting format, to say the least. We were kind of talking about it before show.
Yeah.
It's effectively a best of 3 of best of 1s. So what's going to happen is Purdue, this first match we're going to get into, we're going to be playing on Pearl, so it's going to be fun. But this first match we're going to be playing against Dalhousie University, but it's only going to be one map. It's only going to be that Pearl. And then the next map of our quote-unquote best of 3 is going to be against a different university. So if we win this one and the next one, we'll be done for the night. But we'll wait to see how things shake out. Maybe we'll end up playing 3 different universities, maybe 2. You never really know. But we are going to be getting right into these agent picks, which does look to be pretty interesting. We have 2 Teos. Not entirely sure that's legal.
We can see that Dalhousie has the tail. They do really like their initiators with 2 fades that fit 2 fades there. They have the chamber and the neon right now. Don't know if they're completely locked yet. We do see Astra hover over both of them. She's a very popular pick on Pearl. We have Yoru on Purdue. We have Neon and also Fade again on Purdue too as well. Pretty sure Teo and Fade just got locked, and Astra on Dalhousie. Don't know about Chamber and Neon yet, but
Yeah, and then as for Purdue, we have Allure, who was previously on this sort of Sentinel role, hybrid Sentinel, hybrid Smokes, playing this Astra. It could be a very good look for him. Echo, the player who is on, I believe, the main roster, Original Boom last week, was a sub who played pretty well for Purdue. That is correct. We are on Pearl. But yeah, we're going to be having Echo on this Yoru, which I'm very excited about. One of the main problems I had on Saturday was a lack of flashes, just because we weren't really able to do anything to stop an operator to get them off that line. And that really ended up being the nail in the coffin for us. So this Yoru pick I really, really like, along with this Neon. And they're going to be seeing Zekrom for the first time in a very, very long time, not on a Viper, which, makes sense. Viper's not really all that popular on Pearl, but it's been quite a while since I've seen Zekrom not on Viper. Me and Fly on Saturday, we talked. We don't remember the last time we saw Zekrom or Dilbob not on that Viper.
Actually, I recall it from last semester too, him always being on Viper every map, so it'd be really interesting to see him on Killjoy this round. But if I recall correctly, we have the Yoru, the Fade, and
Neon and
the Neon. Yeah, so we have a lot of ways to entry onto site for Purdue. So I'm really curious how they'll be able to use that effectively, because like you said, they had a bit of issues with that. So especially with the Yoru now, they're able to, they have that blind, they have that entry. So hopefully they have a better time.
Yeah,
today.
and just even during, not like our actual season, but just during our intramurals and boiler frag and everything last semester, we saw the Yoru getting a lot of play on this Pearl specifically, because he's a very, very good agent. You can literally just send that teleport, but it looks like we are going to be getting in right now with the action. Purdue Esports just going for a bit of a B-split here.
Mid, yeah, from mid and main. Hope just running it down on the Neon. Does get caught by Ben on Chamber. Playing it safe a little bit. They are doing a very fast exec onto B site. I already fully have the site, but Dalhousie able to get that first kill.
Purdue's just opting to go even deeper into this enemy spawn.
Interesting. They did have B site fully under control, but they decided to rotate around to A.
Yeah, just getting a bit over aggressive there. Kraken is going to be able to find Fragoso though, so it will still be an even game.
So 2v2, not really sure what to do. Seems that Purdue might be going back to B after that pretty aggressive play.
And I've got to just wonder why Purdue got that aggressive. I mean, sending maybe one player into that spawn to try and just track down that chamber, that's a pretty good idea. But
They
sending
fully had the
3,
site.
including your
Exactly.
spike, you fully had the entire bomb site. This round could practically be over by now if it was on the spike timer.
Yeah, Galen gets caught, but they do have to, Purdue does have to commit to B site. It is a 2v2, so it is pretty equal. However, CS Goaty does get the kill on Fade, on Kraken there. They're holding the fort by himself with the Sheriff, but not quite. Was not able to catch CS:GO fast enough. That is going to be 1-0 to Dalhousie. They did win pistol.
And I liked the post plant there for Purdue. Just unfortunately, I believe it was Kraken getting caught out by CS:GO from long there. But Zekrom putting down that alarm bot to try and get that chip damage onto CS:GO as he's coming down. That's a very good idea. It just didn't pan out well for them in the long run.
I wonder if maybe if they were a little bit less aggressive on that initial push, then maybe they could have been a little bit more successful. But now we're going on to their bonus round.
And yeah, we're going to be seeing Dalhousie opt to just break the bank, get as much as they can, really. Not going to be seeing quite the full economy because our overlay does seem to be a little bit buggy, but going to be seeing at least an Outlaw in the hands of CS:GO and a Guardian in the hands
They
of
did
Ben.
switch to an A split now, so it seems. But that Outlaw is extremely scary for Purdue.
And that crab will be sent up through arc. It is not going to spot Echo, though. So that's crucial false information for the side of Dollhouse.
That Fate Hunt does go to A, though, so they do know that Purdue is somewhere on A, but don't really know exactly what their plan is.
Kraken going to grab the orb and just opt to retreat with his team, leaving Hope inserted just to catch any stragglers.
Yeah, it's very hard for Purdue to execute right now since they don't really have good guns right now, so they're playing extremely cautiously just to get any advantage they get. But Allure does get caught up by Mika from that stinger. That is pretty unfortunate. 40 seconds left on the clock, and Echo gets shot up by that Guardian. Doesn't look too great, and another kill by CS:GO. Not looking too great again.
And so with 30 seconds left, 2 players left to Dalhousie's 5. What can you really ask for?
Flawless on Dalhousie's side, but again, Purdue did not have the guns. They're on a complete save, I believe, on that round, so now they're able to fully buy.
But even then, you want to try and take at least one of those weapons away from Dalhousie Gold, but
just do as much damage as you can with that little amount of weaponry that you have there.
And they just weren't quite able to find anything, just struggling to really get into that site in the face of that Outlaw on the main and the Stinger and Art.
But now they do have rifles, so hopefully they're able to turn it around on this third round. Dalhousie, the chamber seems to be fully holding. CS:GO immediately gets caught by that Fade Eye. And does miss. That is a good pick from Hope on Purdue side.
We see the round just start to slow down.
A lot
Purdue
of
has
people
that
in
man
mid.
advantage. They don't want to give up any of these better weapons.
But Fergoso with that judge, getting alert quickly there. Still holding the line there because a lot of Purdue are still in mid and Allure, sorry, and Fergoso does know that. Pulling out that blind, but unfortunately the timing wasn't super great on that, getting that kill. But Purdue does have a free sight because Dalhousie is fully just looking onto mid. Did he get a trade there on Zekrom?
And again, Purdue getting, I'd say, too aggressive here. Really just need to get this spike down. Yeah, they want to make sure the bomb site's clear, but at what cost? They're losing pressure seconds that could have the spike being planted. With that tap of the spike,
They might be rotating? It seems they're moving away from A, except
that
there's
tap
only
of the spike
25
has drawn
seconds.
the Dalhousie players back,
They
but
do know they're somewhere around A, but they have to commit now. There's only 20 seconds left. They do commit, so this... Alright, to 2v3. The ult use up does mark all of them.
Hope's going to find the first on to Galen.
Hope is on 20 HP though, extremely low. Just trying to play it safe here, just maybe stalling out a bit of time. Spike is planted for it. Does get that kill. Oh, sorry, Kraken actually with that crossfire, but Kraken able to get that trade once again. That was extremely close, but Purdue was able to get that win.
And yeah, with it being that close, I've got to go back to question. These Purdue execs just haven't really been all that well calibrated. They look like they're just not a well-oiled machine. They look like they're not playing all that well together as a team.
Yeah.
Again, they get the bomb site. They have everything that they could possibly want, but instead they opt to yeah, let's maybe go up art. Let's go back into garden. When they really should just be planning this bomb and getting this spike timer ticking as soon as possible.
It seems like they're trying to do a bit of like, whenever they do a split on mid, they get the whole team's attention and try to rush a site. But even then, once they get the plant down, they do have the numbers advantage. But now they're all going through mid, so maybe they're playing a bit more cooperative this time. Does get that kill. Not quite committing to go through though. Still just lingering in mid for a little bit. Spike is not picked up. Just a note. Still around on the side of B.
Really just playing for these picks here, trying to get some better weaponry on this broken buy that they have.
Well, the good thing is they did get Astra or Forgoso, so the enemy team does not have any smokes anymore. Which are crucial for defense, especially.
And in the end, it looks like we are going to be going onto a B split, but Zekrom crucially has inserted himself all the way through A main and will be incredible on the flank.
Does spot out Ben there. Alor trying to get through mid, get the cheeky little flank, but not quite working out there.
Oh, and with the gate crash, Echo has reinforced A with Zekrom. So they are going to be looking to hitting into this A site with just 20 seconds left.
And I'm noticing every time that they only have maybe 20 seconds to plant the spike.
I'll handle this.
Does use up that dimensional drift. Zekrom does get that kill. Just trying to look at Spike. Does spot Galen there.
I'm back.
However, Mika does get that kill. It's now a 3v3.
Ow.
Stinger being put to good use there.
One enemy remaining.
Ben's going to find Zekrom.
2v1.
As long as Purdue trades this out well,
Nice. That was
go
extremely
their
clean
way.
by Echo. A 3k on this round. Okay, so maybe it seems that Purdue has finally found their footing a little bit, but it still seems a bit hesitant. They were extremely slow. They were all grouped up in mid, trying to get maybe 1 or 2 picks before fully committing to a site.
Yeah, I'm fine with all of the defaults that they're playing. It's just really once they have the default, they have gotten that extra pick, they've gotten this info, they seem just, again, you said, really hesitant to really hit a site and just actually commit to something until it ends up being there's not enough time and they have to.
Exactly. We see every round they almost have like 20 seconds left to plant. So maybe they'll pick up the momentum though here since they get 2.
But a 3-man push up mid. Hope gonna find 2, and Echo finds the 3rd.
That was extremely well played on Purdue's side. 5v2, they pretty much, I don't want to jinx it, but it's pretty much won, isn't it?
Yeah, we do see Ben going over towards this A site. These Dalhousie players are going to want to just play together and try and conserve what little weaponry they have left. Ben left with nothing but a classic. Is maybe going to try and recontest.
A just has all that Astra utility. They are fully entering onto B site now.
I'm out of here.
Hope going to fully clear out all of back site. These smokes going to prevent him from trying to make anything happen through.
Remaining.
And Echo going to find Forgoso, trying to go for the flank. And left in a 5v1. What can you really ask from Ben here? Does have 8 of these headhunters. Going to find the first, but not able to find anything else.
Didn't really expect to see all of them there to swing as well. But Aziz was able to get 1 kill.
And that was really Purdue's best round so far, just with those 3 kills right off the bat, off of just some beautiful individual performances. Hope with that outlaw, just making it seem like the absolute operator that it is on those
That
equal
double
rounds.
headshot was incredibly well played.
Placing alarm bot.
So we're going to see Purdue hopefully get a little bit more aggressive.
I mean, maybe now that they've won 3 in a row, especially with how the round was played, now they have a bit more confidence, so they'll be play a little bit more aggressively. And there we go, immediately with that kill on Ben. Took a few rounds, but they do have a bit of momentum now.
Oh, but this crucial one-way is preventing any information from being gained on Purdue's side, but now we have 4 players grouped up in mid. This Teo drone will come through. Scans no one, though.
They are still playing as Sona. They do maybe have some confidence, but they don't want to get cocky and get overconfident, so they're just playing it extremely safe. Does blind himself? But Hope is able to get that kill. No smokes left on Dalhousie
You
side.
should run.
And the lockdown will come out from Zekrom. But Mika is on this flank. Could be trying to play spoiler. But no, he opts to just run away.
Galen
Galen
gets
gonna
it.
find 2 though.
But Kraken does get the trade. It's now a 3v2. So
And Zekrom just seems completely aware that Mika's in mid. But he will lose the aim duel.
now it is a 2v2. Purdue do seem to be a little bit flustered right now. They have all their...
One enemy remaining.
Never mind. Hope gets that clean head tap onto Mika. Cody trying to clear sight, but does get spotted out.
That draws Kraken back.
Cody trying to isolate the 1v1s here, but
Too slow.
was not able to happen. Hope with that 3K on this round. Once again, playing extremely well.
And it just seems like these Purdue duelists have really just woken up in these past few rounds. Hope and Echo, 8-4, 7-5. Really beautiful placements for 6 rounds into this game. In these first 2 rounds, it just felt like they weren't really there. And even after that, and even up to those first 4 rounds, they really just weren't making anything happen. It was really just up to those plays at the end.
Exactly.
But in these past 2 rounds, they've really just woken up and started going to town.
Maybe they need a little bit of a reality check of, oh no, we're losing the first 2 rounds. Maybe let's start to lock in a little bit.
That will be the tour de force ripped for
Interesting.
Ben.
Dalhousie is going very aggressive onto B side, trying to do as much damage as they can. But Zekrom with the 3K, that was played extremely well. I do think that Dalhousie was trying to get any advantage they could, trying to play aggressively, but it just didn't really work out for them. Now B is pretty much fully cleared. Burgoso is trying to get on there, but the entire team is on B side now with the Astra smokes as well.
You know what makes this even better is B was their stack site. They had 3 players on it. They had Burgoso playing in this mid just to try to stop anything. And then Ben, with this tour de force, was hoping to lock down the entirety of A site. That is not where Purdue wanted to go at all. Echo gonna find Burgoso.
Does try to rush him down. Was a little impulsive there. Ben with the 3K. That tour de force is pretty scary. Now,
It's
Purdue does
2v1.
know that, so Zekrom is backing up Allures in mid.
Allure playing very patiently.
Ben did pick up that rifle there, that Vandal. Doesn't really know where either of them could be. But Allure does get that kill.
Just what beautiful timing there from Purdue. Actually able to get onto this site for once and just have the confidence to just plant the bomb. Let their duelists go forward while the rest of them stay back. And it worked out really well for them that time.
Zekrom with the key 3K at the beginning of the round. Again, Dalhousie was trying to get any advantage they could on pistol round. Maybe trying to play a little bit unexpectedly by just walking up B, but they couldn't really get it to be successful.
So we'll see Purdue again opt for a little bit of a default. Going to be heading towards mid and A at the beginning of the round.
The Dalhousie are spreading themselves pretty thin. They are on all B, A, and mid, just trying to scout out for any information they can. There's an immediate trade on Ben there. Kraken able to get Ben, but Allure is going down. Hope again, getting a kill.
That'll be the smokes down for both sides. Less than a 4v3 towards the side of Purdue.
Bring them down.
Dimensional drift being ripped.
So
Able
much
to clear out
entry
all of
potential
lane
here.
Time to jump.
Catch them.
Dimension Drift is going to catch Galen backside. But Galen gets a kill on Hope. That was extremely clean. But does get traded by Echo. That Armageddon not really clearing anything there.
And it's left in a 3v2 as we go into this post plant. Echo will reveal his location, as well as Kraken being revealed. They know where all 3 of these Purdue players are. Flash goes out,
One enemy remaining.
but Zekrom and Kraken
Nice.
clean up the round.
That was very clean. Well done by Purdue there. I will say Dalhousie might... It seems they're not quite as confident anymore, as I said before in the beginning of the round. They spread themselves extremely thin. They had people on B, mid, and A. They're not even trying to secure any specific place. So they're just trying to get as much information as they can, maybe, again. But that doesn't really seem to be doing much in their favor because Purdue, once they get a pick or two, they just go, go, go. They immediately rush onto site because they have so much entry potential.
Certainly, this double duelist comp has been working really well for Purdue here ever since they've started actually playing it the way it's intended. CS Goaty gonna get taken out by Echo.
Was trying to peek, but Echo with that clean head tap again.
Just got a little bit too greedy there with the jiggle peaks.
And this is the pattern with the winning now. Once they get a pick, they just know what to do.
Yeah, they get that pick, they just slow it down and then bide their time and hard hit into one of these sites now.
Seems they might be committing towards A. Allure still sitting in mid, just trying to catch anyone who's trying to go mid. Just catch one of them. Notice one of them is there, but that smoke is stopping Purdue from entering onto site.
You should run.
Lockdown is going to be utilized again. Zekrom getting it pretty quickly after those 3 kills.
You are divided.
A lot of ults being used. We got the lockdown, and we got the Astro Ball, and the Fade ult. Does get a trade
One enemy
on
remaining.
Ben.
30 seconds left.
Galen has a 1v4. They do seem to know where Galen is. Yep, do spot him back there. And Echo with that 3K.
And honestly, something that I wasn't particularly noticing, but
Move in.
it might have just been that last round.
That's when they win.
This is honestly just a battle of the Astras, really. It's a battle of who can use this Astra util better. And honestly, Allure's been doing it fantastically for Purdue Gold, whereas Fragoso, I don't mean to sound particularly insensitive, but they're not doing really all that much with it on the side of Dalhousie. They spread out all 5 of those stars immediately at the beginning of that last round, only ended up using 1. Even as they know they're coming towards A, they don't pick up any of those stars. They're not able to do anything reactively.
Like we see again, we see so many stars placed around the map, but not sure if they're going to be able to use it actively.
And gonna be holding this angle with the Headhunter. Could catch out Echo, but Echo too quick with the reaction.
Ben did hit that body shot, unfortunately for him. Galen was able to get out Hope and Echo with that stinger, a not aggressive angle. Allure getting traded as well. It's a 2v3. That unexpected stinger there by Galen kind of caught them off guard, but it's one of their more aggressive plays that actually was successful. CS Cody popped the ult, but immediately got stunned there.
Enemy remaining. Thrifty.
Kraken able to find CS Cody, but Miko with the trade, just too clean with it.
That was an extremely important round on Dalhousie's side. They used pretty much anything they could to be able to get that win. We saw a Gillen there with that surprise stinger. Hope was caught off guard by that, and so that just snowballed into that victory. And then CS Cody popping that ult, ensuring that they caught that win, because that was extremely important for them to stop the snowball that Purdue sort of has right now.
But even then, Purdue, their money just looks practically unstoppable. There's 2 rounds left. They're going to be fine. Dalhousie, on the other hand, if they lose this round, they're probably going to be near broke.
That tail drone does spot out there's someone in mid, but doesn't really know who or how many.
Prowler comes out. Not going to find anything quite just yet up in lane. But Echo and Allure look to be aggressing towards Art here.
Galen's dog did catch out Zekrom there, but Galen's making sure to try to stay as safe as possible, since they do have to win this round if they want to keep winning. Did see each other in mid, but again, nothing is quite happening here. 40 seconds down, and
Purdue just with
Recalling my bot.
such a massive tempo shift. Dalhousie not quite sure what to do. They are just holding their places, though, not going to be falling for any fakes. But with 40 seconds left, I don't know that Purdue's going to be able to throw any.
they are playing this round relatively carefully now, but now they do seem to fully entry onto B side with that Neon ult. Does stun themselves, but was able to get Mika anyways.
30 seconds left.
Sees Galen, not quite able to because they know that there's a crossfire going on there, so they are playing it safe.
But the Nightfall coming out from Dalhousie could be what they need.
Was essential in getting that kill on Hope there. Kraken getting that kill on Ben. 3v1. Now it's just Fragoso. They seem to all be looking at the same angle. They do know where Fragoso is. There he is.
There's some cheeky little trickle peeks from Kraken here, baiting Fregoso into this crossfire
And
from
then
Zekrom.
does get that kill. All three of them were looking at that angle, so it's pretty much impossible
Last
to
round
clutch it
before the
up
switch.
there from Fregoso. It is now 3v8.
So going into this last round, Purdue, I don't believe, will have any ultimates online using that Dimensional Drift and Overdrive in the previous. But then, I believe it was in round 9 they used the other 3. So not going to have anything online ultimate-wise, but Dalhousie should have at least one ultimate. Not quite going to be able to see because of the overlay, but should have at least one ultimate. But their economy is just absolutely broken.
If they pull out a miracle to be able to win this final round before they swap halves.
Operator in the hands of Echo nearly finds CS Goaty.
Almost all of them are in mid right now. Seems pretty reminiscent of the beginning
This
of
double
this.
up could be deadly. Echo manages to get out, but won't find a kill.
Do you know there's something going on in mid, but not quite sure what again. Yes, Cody is just waiting there to get maybe a pick, but is running away. Now they do seem to be going B, but Ben is there waiting.
Zekrom just waiting for that drone.
Seems they try to divide their attention from mid to A for a full exit onto B. Now there's 3 of them on B. There goes a kill. Allure gets a kill. It's now 4v3. But they seem to have run away from B because Allure has a free side on A.
And yeah, with 30 seconds left, we're going to be looking to hit this A site.
Kraken has to run pretty quick to be able to get on site on A, but he is definitely able to make it. So now we'll see how they can hold the site. Mika again, not trying to peek there, trying to play extremely safe. Allure with that double. There we can see that once the round ends. And then Mika.
And the Astral does come out, but it won't end up mattering as Echo finds that last for the half.
Mika was just getting
9-3 up
trailed,
at
yeah.
the half. A fantastic
Switching
place to
sides.
be in if you're Purdue Gold.
It's so Dalhousie started 2. They won the first 2 rounds, but now Purdue with that 9 was really able to redeem themselves after getting a bit of momentum.
And you know, you're looking at these team comps, you're thinking, Purdue Gold won't really be that good on defense. It won't really end up mattering. They've got 2 duelists on their team. But I'd argue there's still a better defensive comp than Dalhousie Gold is. Chamber, yeah, he's a good Sentinel, but a traditional Sentinel like Killjoy could just be exactly what you need for this defense half.
Exactly. Maybe KJ can put his util in mid because we saw that mid was an extremely high contested place throughout the entirety of that first half. So maybe they can not have as many people there, but have that information still from the KJ util. And again, we can see that they are pushing mid, Dalhousie. Ben immediately with that kill, but not able to get the 2K. Seems Dalhousie are pretty
making
aggressive, yeah.
Plenty of noise up here in lane.
Are trying to clear back sight.
Zekrom going to be left to anchor alone, but we'll find one
Does
before
get
he
the
gets taken
kill.
out.
Down B. Last
Fregoso
standing.
with the double kill, just sitting in mid there,
Down.
but not quite able to
Spike
get
planted.
Hope.
Hope on the Neon is going to be able to just run all the way up through their own spawn.
Hopefully trying to get catch them off guard. Doesn't know where any of them really are yet. Checking every corner, but does get spotted out by Mika.
Take this.
Doesn't know where both of them are, but Mika was able to get that kill on Hope there.
So that will be the pistol going the way of Dalhousie.
But we've been here before. Dalhousie did win pistol on the first half, so maybe this will...
Go, go, go.
We'll see what just happens, I guess.
Purdue is just going to opt for pretty much a full save here. Oh, Hope maybe buying the Sheriff. But yeah, Dalhousie going to have much better weaponry than Purdue Gold. But with the proper play, it might really not even end up mattering.
We'll just see what happens here. Okay, Ben on...
Ben wasting 3 of those Headhunter bullets on that Prowler.
Echo
gonna
trying
find
to play
Echo.
aggressive, but not quite. Galen with the Phantom. Hope with the
And he's able to find Ben.
Hope with that flank. It does get Mika, but is trying to play it safe. Is trying to run away here.
Just really playing distraction, but could run
Fragoso.
right into Fragoso's hands.
There we go.
So it's a 3v4 going into what looks to be a final A execute.
This Kraken is on site.
Allure not quite able to find Fragoso.
Unfortunately, even though Fragoso was putting up smokes, Kraken does get the one
Last player
with the headshot, but not quite Galen again with that Phantom.
Good.
So with Classics, they're left in a 1v2.
1v2 with the Classic, but again, Galen has that Phantom, so it's gonna be pretty rough for Zekrom.
He's able to pick up Spectre. It could look pretty good.
These tail missiles just keep coming.
And just the
Not
peak
quite.
off of the contact is just a little bit too much for Zekrom to handle.
Galen seemed to be pretty much on 1 HP, but still was able to kill Zekrom there.
But
Now-
even then, Purdue able to take down 3 of those players with, from what I saw, only Classics.
So now we can see Purdue can fully buy rifles here. Maybe not with full shields, but again, able to get those really important guns on this round. Maybe able to turn around.
And even if they do lose this round, those 4 players found in the previous will just be the slightest hit to that Dalhousie economy. Just stop it from snowballing just a little bit quicker.
Go, go, go.
We can see that Zekrom here is just fully anchoring B-side by himself. This is one of the benefits of having a core sentinel like Killjoy here. Meanwhile, everyone else can just go on A and around mid just to see what's really going on. Does seem to be an A split. They are playing it relatively slow.
And we maybe looking to head towards Art. That's where all these crosshairs are at right now. But
Blocking vision.
no, Dalhousie opting to just retreat and 5-man up A main.
Trying to get that man advantage
Does
here.
get flashed just a little bit back. Hope gonna go down.
Galen with that Phantom. Really putting it to good use here.
Oh, but Kraken with the Odin could be lethal as his exit comes out.
The smoke is just fully keeping him at bay. Kraken just trying to do that Odin spam through the smoke. Now we see a full exec onto A site.
Find you.
A lot of util and smokes being thrown out here.
Oh,
Echo
and
does get that
Echo.
kill on Mika. Echo and Kraken doing amazing, holding the site, but Galen does get that kill on Kraken. But it is a 3v2, and Galen is pretty low, less than half HP.
One enemy.
And Allure and Zekrom are able to clean it up. That'll be a 10th round for Purdue. Able to stop this Dalhousie snowball before it gets out of control.
And I said it at the start of this half, but Dalhousie won the first 2, but then lost the third again. We've seen this play out before. Maybe Purdue can really get the next 3 wins back to back to back and so just secure the game.
That is the hope.
But Dalhousie definitely will not go down without a
Victim
fight.
moves
They
are
do
not
know that
working.
Purdue only needs
Cutting
3 left to
through.
win, so they have to play extremely strategically here.
And so we see Zekrom again just holding down this B site by himself.
But can he hold it all by himself? Because the entire team is pretty much all on B.
And the Astral Wall will be used to just
Work good.
slow down even more. CS Goaty going to be taking quite a bit of chip damage. Does get stunned by a teammate.
Ben gets the double there,
Bye bye.
and CS Goaty able to follow up with that kill.
Enemy remaining.
That was
And a clean
extremely
round there
clean.
for Dalhousie.
Extremely clean.
Ult is ready.
Purdue does have most of those people there for this quick exit. They are able to rotate quick enough, just not quite able to find those wins in the 1v1s or the trades.
The Astral Wall able to pretty much cut off the entirety of site. And then as well, we saw the weakness of an agent like Killjoy, where they do have a bunch of info, they have a bunch of utility, but they can't quite hold a site fully by themselves when the entire team is just storming the front and immediately entering the site as fast as they can.
Yeah, that slowdown doesn't really matter if the entire team just is intent on getting onto that site.
So now Zekrom does have a bit more support with Echo there on B site. But Purdue doesn't have that big of a buy right now, so they are trying to play a little bit safe here. Echo does get killed by the Armageddon. Unfortunate. Now a 5v4. But Fregoso with that good flank, they're able to get Kraken. CSGO
Planted.
following up with that kill on Allura. It's now a 5v2, not looking super great on Purdue's side. Hope gets wallbanged there by CSGO.
Zekrom left with just a Guardian. Probably wants to try and save, but CSGO will deny it.
Not quite. CSGO with that triple there.
Purdue just not able to make anything happen in the face of these quick execs. And Dollhousy's recognized it. They've gone for it 2 rounds in a row and found massive amounts of success with it. So that will be a tactical timeout coming out from presumably Purdue.
I think now they dominated the first half so much that now they're lost their footing just a little bit. It is a tactical timeout. Purdue have lost a bit of their momentum there, so they are trying to pick it back up. They do only have 3 rounds to win again, but Dalhousie again are not going down without a fight, so they definitely need good strategy in order to beat Dalhousie here.
And so yeah, going into this buy round, Purdue's got to just be talking about either just taking a little bit of extra space quickly or just cooling down, letting them all come to that site, just playing for retake as a group. Really, it's just these early kills that Dalhousie's getting that's just denying Purdue from being able to really approach as a unit and plan their counter exec effectively. So they've got to just be thinking, we either got to like 5-man stack a site and just hope and pray, or just play for retake.
At least we can see now that Purdue is able to get full buy now, because last round they pretty much all had sheriffs, if I'm not mistaken. So now they have a bit more of a fighting chance on this round.
But Dalhousie, Ben, is looking to bring out that tour de force, which could be lethal. Purdue was struggling against the operator in that match on Saturday.
Is Echo about to face 3 of Dalhousie's? But does TP away, does sense that there's a bit of danger there. Smart play by him.
And Kraken and Hope doubled up in art could be deadly for Fregoso.
Seems to be 2 1v1s about to happen in mid, but again, none of them are quite committing to these fights. They're all trying to play it safe here.
Nightfall does come out.
Allura and
Allura
Hope
gonna find
wins
two.
the shootout. Fregoso and CSGO, an extremely well duo. Extremely good duo, I should say. Able to get 3 kills there. Now it is a 2v2. Sorry, a 3v2 on Dalhousie's side.
But CSGO is incredibly low. Echo not going to quite find Ben.
That tour de force able to just get that body shot and kill Echo there. 3v1.
So Zekrom just opting
30
to want
seconds
to
left.
save, but is going to run into this chamber trip. So
Spike
Oh,
we'll know
planted.
exactly where he's
You
at
can see
as
them
they go
trying
on
to
the
chase
hunt
down
for him.
Yeah. Though maybe stopping now, just trying to play it safe. Not trying to get too overconfident again. But they do know where he is, and they pretty much do know that Zekrom is trying to save here, which is a smart move because they did not have that great of an economy in the previous round.
As we go into the round after this, Purdue is likely going to be on a bit of a save with maybe just the 1 hero rifle that's currently in the hands of Zekrom, but Purdue does have quite a few ultimates at their disposal. The Overdrive for Hope, Dimensional Drift for Echo, and the Astral Wall for Allure. It's really just going to be about what plans they can make around that on this defense half.
I think what they have to do with these ults is they have to maybe... Oh, Zekrom at least able to do a bit of damage to Dalhousie's economy. That's really great there. But for the ults on Purdue's side, they do have a lot of entry potential. Again, with that Dimensional Drift, able to find information. Hope with that ult, able to just pretty much get at least 1 kill guaranteed with that ult. And then Allure being able to cut maybe the site in half or cut off a bunch of the main places to defend from.
And it does look like Purdue is wanting to make an aggressive entrance going up towards B.
They are about to meet the entirety of Dalhousie's team here.
Oh, but the suppression does come out. This ultimate in the hands of Hope is going to be completely nullified.
Unfortunate.
And so he's left with just a classic.
Dalhousie, no, Purdue are on B side.
Face your fear.
Nightfall does come out from the side of Dalhousie. Fregoso gonna find Kraken in mid.
Echo able to get the kill, but not quite before. Oh, then getting that double. And it's now 4v1 against Zekrom. Does seem to be opting to save again here. Seems Purdue is a bit unsure of what to do right now. They did have a full stack on B, or at least we're trying to be a little aggressive there on B, but...
And I liked that plan, just to send 3 players up, have Echo flash out Hope for that aggressive overdrive play. It just wasn't really able to find anything after Mika was able to get the suppression off with that drone.
What I think is pretty ironic is we saw in the first half that Zekrom did get 3... Oh, Ben is on 2 HP there. But in the first half, we did see Zekrom get that 3K, remember, when Dalhousie were trying to make that aggressive play up B. And now pretty much the same thing happened, but for Dalhousie's side now. Again, Zekrom able to do a bit of damage onto Dalhousie's economy, but is it going to be enough here?
And we'll see Hope pop pretty much all of their money onto that operator. Going to be left with 0 credits exactly. Same with Echo. Buying as much as they possibly can to try and make anything happen. Dalhousie just 1 round away from tying things up.
Purdue, I don't want to say anything, but they do seem to... They're playing a pretty risky now, putting it all on that operator. But they do still have 2 ults, that Dimensional Drift and the Astral Wall, so... Still have a bit of defensive utility.
Hope will spot the Prowler, knows that there's at least 1 player there. Will find the first.
That is incredibly
but he knows
big.
that there's going to be the fade there as well, so he opts for the repeak.
Now, Dalhousie here don't have any smokes. That kill was on Fregoso there.
Targets destroyed.
An extremely good pick.
Zekrom gonna not quite find CS Goaty. Does get good. No, man, my mistake. Was gonna say get good damage off. Echo gonna find Ben. Pops the Dimensional Drift in response.
Cody's alone on site, but his team are quickly gonna go in. Now Mika does get the kill on Echo, so it's a 3v3, so could go in either way.
Hope with this operator though is gonna find Mika.
But again, just get traded.
And
Allure
Allure finds CS Goaty.
CS Cody looking in a bit of the wrong direction there. Now a 2v1, this op is pretty scary.
Just left down to Galen. He's
Galen-
opting to try and go for this flank.
Neither of them
Exactly
are looking
what he
behind.
needs. Purdue not suspecting a thing. Gonna find Allure.
Is Hope
Hope
able to
starts
get
the
this
defuse
out?
though. Gonna get at least half. But peaks
Does get that clean headshot
and
on
is able
Galen.
to save Purdue once again.
But that was extremely close. That was only left with Hope there. But that operator did definitely pay off with that pick on the Astra immediately. That was able to get them that win there.
And yeah, but again, Purdue did rip that Dimensional Drift in that round. That's 1 less resource at their disposal. They only need 2 rounds left, but still, Dalhousie's creeping in close to tying it up.
Not quite sure how the ults are looking on Zekrom and Kraken, but Allure does still have that Cosmic Divide, so maybe they can still use that as well. Purdue are able to divide their ults up pretty well, so they're not spamming all their ults in one round.
Them down.
Once again, lots of Dalhousie going through mid. The alarm bot is getting that bit of information out.
Hope tries to get just that elbow of Ben, but not going to quite find anything. Kraken goes in through 2 drones.
He was trying to get that cheeky kill, but not quite able to. Dalhousie just able to flood through onto A site. Well, Kraken with that judge is able to get Fregoso. Again, that smoke's incredibly important to get. Let's see Mika there.
Slow it down, a 5v4.
They do have sight. Mika might be caught off
Allure
guard
gonna
here
be able
from
to
Allure.
find
with that cheeky
Mika.
knife kill, Allure.
We'll get the weapon upgrade. But this lockdown from Zekrom.
Echo is going to get traded. Now a 2v2. Cosmic Divide is used there.
I need a stop. Concealment.
Lockdown was able to get someone, so now they're just able to get that easy defuse there.
There's not a thing that CS Goaty will be able to do.
Even though he does get that kill, it doesn't really matter. Purdue are now at match point.
Kraken trying to find that op, but not going to be able to quite do it in the end.
The Doghouse, you're going to have to pull off a miracle here to be able to at least get to overtime.
So Purdue, in this first match of the day, is on match point, wanting to try and secure it so that they can just move on to their second match. Don't quite know against who that will be yet or what map, but we'll make sure to keep you posted.
Dalhousie seem a little hesitant. Are looking going through mid. Hope with that judge here, maybe trying to get a cheeky kill.
Does reveal the classic, so they'll almost certainly know that something is afoot. Fragoso, with just the spam, is able to find Kraken.
Oh,
Off the
that's
back of that
incredibly
Prowler being
unfortunate
used.
there. Ben is pretty much
Zekrom
just able
not
to
quite
walk
able to
down.
make anything happen.
The site is just completely free.
The lure, the back is going to get spotted. Fragoso on for 3 for the round.
Fortunately. Hope really wasn't able to
Last player standing.
get a
Spike
pick in mid
planted.
there, and then with that judge, not gonna be able to do anything from that long range like that.
So it's just down to Echo, but with your economy in a place like Purdue's, you really want to just save this rifle.
And we see that's exactly what he's doing here. Just waiting, just to see if maybe anyone is trying to chase him down to get that pick.
So it'll end up being a flawless for the side of Dollhouse here, unless Echo's able to find a kill right before that spike detonates, but
What I'm noticing here is
Galen.
that
could cross right into Echo's crosshairs, but opts to go into spawn instead. Doubles back,
is coming.
jump peeks. Echo's able to find it, but Fragoso is going to find a 4th in the round.
Unfortunately, Dollhouse does get that one, so now it's 10-12, but still on Purdue side.
So
Still
yeah,
have that match
Purdue,
point.
you've just got to opt to save here. Pretty much let Dalhousie get to that 11th round, but strike back before they're able to take it to overtime. Tactical timeout coming out, presumably from Purdue. Again, we don't quite know. We kind of just throw up whatever seems more likely at the moment. At the moment, I would say Purdue, but
Since they did
again-
lose their momentum a little bit there, because they won 2 in a row, but then they were able, unfortunately, lost that one. What do you think Purdue could do differently?
I think Purdue really needs to just capture that energy that they did have in those 2 runs that they won, which was just, again, as I was speaking to earlier, when they were able to actually group up together as a unit for those retakes, when they didn't have like 3 people get taken out during the initial site hit, they were really able to put together a plan and actually dismantle that site hold from Dalhousie, and it just seems like they haven't really been able to do that especially in that previous round. They really just all got annihilated as they were attempting to go for that retake kind of solo, not really waiting for their actual teammates.
I think what I'm noticing here is that there's a lot of, like, mid is extremely highly contested, and then Purdue are just not really quite able to get those picks from mid.
Covering it.
But now mid is completely ignored, so excuse me, I'm just a complete liar now. Dalhousie is going to fully commit onto B site.
But Ben,
It is only Kraken here with no util.
Go, go, go.
Trying to hold down the site. Does see a bunch of Astros folks there. Is trying to put that Fade Eye there.
but it's a complete fake. Dalhousie sending all that util up, only to completely rotate. Ben having taken complete control of this A site. Hope with that orb earlier in the round does have this overdrive online, but Ben will find them before it's able to finish being popped. It'll be the ultimate out of the hands for Purdue. Astro Wall coming out from Fragoso,
Just cutting off the site completely.
and Ben's gonna find Kraken as
CS
well.
Cody hiding in this little corner here.
Just
This is pretty tough for Purdue. Don't really know how they're going to be able to tackle. And with the gun disadvantage here as well. Allure with the Guardian. And Echo with that Bucky. CSGO does get the kill, but does get traded by Ben. With the bandit here, but Ben with that 4K. I'm not able to get that kill.
And it really just seemed like every time that Purdue has made a plan around that overdrive for Hope, it really just hasn't gone their way. Again, getting suppressed earlier in the half and then just getting shot during the slide. Just really unfortunate for the side of Purdue here.
I'm not really sure if Purdue have... I feel like I haven't seen Kraken ult in quite a while, so maybe they have that in the back
have that
burner,
Nightfall online, but they do seem to be trying to make another aggressive hit, perhaps wanting to get that Dimensional Drift online. Relay Bolt will come out, stuns CSGO.
Hope's a bit of an aggressive angle, but CSGO is able to get that kill, and the Armageddon, and Mika getting that second kill on Kraken.
And it's down to a 2v5.
You want to play?
Looking
Let's
pretty
play.
hopeless here.
I think we might
Ben
have to go to
popping the tour de
overtime.
force pretty much just for aura at this point.
Well, no use saving it now. I think they're definitely going to be going to overtime, but who knows?
Last player standing.
Well, CSGO
I
gets
mean,
that kill on
I
Allure.
never truly stop believing in Zekrom. Gonna find the first.
Pretty clean.
Does bait out one shot. Gonna find a second. But not
But
quite
not
able
quite.
to find a third. And so this will be Purdue v. Dalhousie University going to overtime
Sides.
here on Pearl.
At least they were able to switch sides now. So we did see that Purdue were pretty dominant on their defense side. Oh, wait, attack
Yeah,
side.
Purdue was
Sorry.
able to find quite a lot more success on this attack side, but only really after, waking up. If they've gotten back into that road, which it seems they have, they might not find the success that they did.
Right now, it seems like they might be through. Most of them might be going through mid, and then Zekrom again, trying to do getting a little bit of info on B site here. We've seen this play before by them, and they really like going mid.
Placing alarm bot.
But Ben here with that aggressive angle might catch Zekrom off guard.
Hope baiting out swaths of utility, but Echo gonna find the trade on the Mika. Ben having found Zekrom earlier in the round, so it's down to a 3v4 on Purdue's favor. Fragoso gonna find Allure.
Fake teleport.
It's not looking too good for Purdue.
Cutting through.
They just keep losing their 1v1s here.
Just down to Echo and Kraken Star. They're slowly creeping up into Art here.
Galen is watching them. But Echo does get that kill. It is looking a little bit better on the side of Purdue. Now it is a 2v3. Don't know that Fragoso's...
Portal
And they
closed.
crucially
So
will not
close.
clear main. Kraken looking at the left side. Gonna flick to the right. Able to
Does
find
get that
Fragoso.
kill.
And that's left it in an even round. Going into his
2v2.
post plant. Echo's gonna get the plant down for this dimensional
30
drift. I'm
seconds
assuming
left.
he's gonna pop it pretty much immediately just to find these players.
Here.
And he's
Does
gonna
see
spot
two of them?
both in the exact same place. Relay Bolt will stun Kraken.
One enemy remaining.
Kraken
He's able
with
to
the-
find the first and the second. Kraken with 3 in the round.
That was
Purdue taking the
extremely
first
well
round
played.
of overtime.
Kraken first with that flick on Fragoso and then getting that last two. That was extremely well played by him. Now it seems hopefully Purdue have gotten their footing down a little bit more.
But
I
again,
should play some
we
Astral
go
Stars
onto
in
this
reality.
defense half.
Where they were struggling a little bit, so
Purdue,
That'll work.
maybe they're able
Pearl,
to switch their tactics a
as
little
of
bit.
late, has sort of been the map of the overtime, and it's really just been who can win both an attack and a defense round first. Both are going to get attack, but it's really just about who can win this defense half first.
Bring them down.
Kraken going to send out this Prowler early. Not going to spot Ben, which is crucial false information.
Blocking vision.
You're going to retreat. Kraken with this Odin could be deadly as Ben wanders into his crosshairs. Kraken going to find it first. Allure does get pushed back out of Art.
Looking pretty good on Purdue's side with that first initial pick.
Zekrom with this alarm bot.
Lots of people in mid, like I was saying before, mid is pretty highly contested. Do know that Zekrom is here. But that Astro Smoke is just denying them entry.
So they opt to go towards Art here. Does
My mark.
spot out a lure. But they'll have to contend with Kraken with this Odin. Kraken gonna find a second for the round, but will be traded out by Galen.
That is a 4v3. Echo does catch a lot of them, but retreats to safety.
The
We see
4v3
Purdue
they
just
do
trying to
have
group up
numbers.
here. Exactly with the numbers.
Don't want to let anyone die without need. But Galen gonna find
Face your
3 in the round total. Echo gonna respond. Finds Mika. Left in a
Again.
2v2.
But Echo is marked here. It was able to escape the mark, but still a 2v2. Could go to either of them.
turret out.
Zekrom jump
Last
spots.
player standing.
Not gonna find Galen. And that's an ace for Galen.
Extremely well played by Galen, but that's unfortunately another overtime. Purdue were not able to
Switching
quite
sides.
get that up there. I really could not tell you who is going to win this round. They both seem pretty evenly matched.
It really just is about who can win this defense half first. Dalhousie going to be going back onto it. Purdue surely digging deep in the strat book, trying to make anything happen.
I think we saw Purdue there did try to commit to that the op on Hope, but was just peaked a little bit too early and was not able to get any utility out of that op. So that was a little bit of a risky play there, but now we can see that Purdue are going in an A split. Galen just sitting backside.
Was just stunned by the relay bolt. It won't quite be cleared yet. As Hope peeks out, is going to find him.
With our clean kill though, but Echo does go down.
The spike still has yet to go down. Kraken, if he gets this kill, could opt to go towards B. But really, anything could happen.
Mika getting traded.
Kraken
Not quite able to line up the headshot, but Zekrom able to get that.
in 2v2.
Last player standing.
Oh,
Fergoso going to make it a
Fergoso.
2v1. It's just Zekrom, but he's not quite able to find it. Fergoso with 4 in the round.
Face one. I kill it.
This was the round. Now we switch to the side where Purdue was pretty much struggling a lot on. So
My people
are Purdue able
You
to
must
bring this
cultivate a
back
sense of
for another overtime? I don't
Hope
know.
again.
1 second,
Gonna be
peeps. I
purchasing
gotta
this
visit the
operator.
Astro to play some stars.
Hope was able to find a lot of use in that one specific round with that pick on Fergoso early in the round, but that was a pretty risky play here, putting all of that money onto that op.
So Purdue's going to heavily fortify mid, leave pretty much no one on A, and just Echo on this B site.
Does spot out
So he
Echo
will
there.
get spotted.
Is running away, but does get killed by CS Goaty. It's a extremely fast exec. CS Goaty getting that kill on Nilor, but on 33 HP. 5v3 not looking too great on Purdue side.
Mika
Oh.
gonna find
One
Zekrom.
enemy remaining.
Mika
That's
with
up
that
to a
double and
1v5,
Fergoso.
and
That was a
Fergoso is able to close it out for
Attackers win.
Dalhousie.
flawless win on
Both
for
teams
Dalhousie.
looking really, really good throughout this entire map. Started off a little bit slow from both of them, but it just kept picking up.
Mhm.
And so Purdue, unfortunately, not able to find their first in this best of 3 map series. We don't quite know who we're going to be playing yet or what map it's going to be on. It seems like it's going to be FSU Garnet. Whatever map it on, I'm sure it'll be quite exciting. That first map was pretty good, if I do say so myself.
I
Well-
will say Purdue might have a little bit of their footing now that they know how to play. They did get those first. They did after those first 2 rounds in the beginning of the game. They were able to get their footing. Now they did unfortunately lose, as we just saw, but that was extremely close. That was a double overtime, and so hopefully maybe they're able to have a bit more, maybe teamwork and maybe a little bit more strategy to maybe catch their enemies off guard here.
Absolutely. It seemed like they were just a little bit cold still at the beginning of that first half. And so those first 2 rounds, although it was just 2, those were 2 that they probably could have and maybe should have won, that just set them back a little bit and then unfortunately ended up leading to this loss. But I really think Purdue just needs to sort of just reunify as a team almost. Again, we do have quite a few new players, and so it really just feels like the team chemistry just quite isn't there yet, and so it's still going to be a bit before we're really able to see anything concrete come out of that. But we will be coming back in just a bit for this second map of the Special 3 series. Don't quite know what it is yet, but again, it's going to be against FSU Garnet. And welcome back to this best of 3 series. In the new best of 1 for this second of the best of 3, we are going to be playing against FSU Garnet here on Corrode, a map that Purdue has played quite a lot to the chagrin of some people. Not going to name names, but we are going to be seeing Corrode yet again. We are going to be on defense this half. So what are you thinking? How we feeling, Bean Sprout?
Well, and for those that missed it, that last round, unfortunately, we did lose 15-13 in overtime. But Purdue were playing pretty well. But they were just maybe a little bit more. I think we both agree that they could be playing a little bit more together and have a bit more of a game plan to be able to successfully enter onto site and be able to defend things like that. They just need a little bit more confidence, I think, and they'll be able to get this win. But I don't really know. I don't really know how this other team is going to go. So
Certainly.
I'm
Again,
excited to see.
For those of you just joining, this is a bit of a weird format. We are playing 3 different teams in each of these best of 1 matches that make up this best of 3. So if we lose this game, that will be all from us tonight, unfortunately. But as we get into the swing of things here, we are going to be seeing these agent selections. Going to be seeing Allure on this Omen, which is normal. Echo on the Yoru, which is something that we didn't see on Saturday because of Echo not being there for, I don't remember exactly the reasons. Hope on this Waylay. Kraken switching it up. No longer going to be on this fade on Corrode. Instead, opting for a Sova and Zekrom back to that ever constant Viper.
Purdue does have that. I have a lot of different agents from the last game. Actually, they have a Viper now, a Sova, an Omen, and the Waylay. We have the double Waylay both for FSU and for Purdue. Along with that Waylay on FSU, we have the Yoru on both teams. Again, we have an Astra, a Fade, and a Chamber. So interestingly, a very similar team to the last game, even though again it's not the same team, but a very interesting that it's almost the same exact agents except for that Waylay there.
Yeah, the Yoru Waylay has become really, really popular as of late. This double duelist sort of re-emerging. It's had its re-emergence after going from double duelist to single duelist to, hey, maybe we don't need a duelist, to all the way back full circle after these 5 years of Valorant. And so it's really, really interesting to see what we're going to be getting into. Corrode is a bit of a weird map. They are going to be seeing quite a bit on defense. And the thing that I'm the most interested in is Kraken shifting off of this fade onto a Sova. I'm maybe wondering, did they want to do that to have a little bit more pressure in some of these situations? Maybe have a better drone than just that Prowler? But we are going to be getting right into the action here. FSU, again, starting on attack. Purdue on defense.
Zekrom immediately with that wall from B, covering mid as well. As we all know, Corrode's mid is pretty much the most contested part of the entire map. So trying to block that off like Zekrom is doing right now is pretty helpful on the defense side, for sure.
But on this pistol round, FSU sort of just deciding where they want to go.
They are pinging mid and A, so might be doing an A split, but Zekrom immediately with that wall. FSU would be smart to not try to pass that wall immediately. I'm on loser queue there. Does get spotted out.
The paranoia will push him all the way back. Grabs the spike and starts to make his way over towards the B site. Bogma, as well as I believe that it's Bogma and Armor going to be
The entirety of
the rest of their
FSU
team.
are going on to B site now. Zekrom is just by himself, but Kraken is coming soon. Don't quite spot it. Does get that kill. Kraken with that double. Very well.
Spike down B.
Very well done.
And
Zekrom
Zekrom,
again, able to just hold the fort on B without too much backup from his team. That is going to make FSU a little bit nervous. Don't really know how to enter on the site, and the spike is inside. It's on site on B, so not really sure how they're going to be able to get that.
Zekrom, maybe not the site anchor we deserve, but certainly the one that we need. Able to find 2 there and just completely take the wind out of FSU's sails. Again, you said this spike is on
30
enemy
seconds
territory. Armor going to find Echo, but
Found them.
they're still haven't really made any progress towards getting that spike back.
There's only 20 seconds left on the clock, so FSU are going to have to make a bunch of hero plays to try to get something out. Armor does get that kill. Kraken not quite able to get it, so they do
10 seconds left.
10
That
seconds.
spike hasn't been picked up yet. Only 7 seconds
down,
left.
B.
They have to just survive. Was not able to pick up the spike in time.
Bogma going to be able to take down Hope, but Allure just holding their spot in A-Link, able to survive.
That was a bit of a scrappy round from Purdue, but they were able to get that win on pistol.
And it's really off the back of just Zekrom and Kraken, those two veteran players from last semester, able to just hold down that B site.
The Viper wall is so helpful here. We can see why Viper is such a popular pick, or I guess a favorite pick for Zekrom, because he's able to smoke B and mid, and that decay on that wall is also so helpful, especially on pistol round.
We're going to see FSU opt to go a little bit heavier into mid, want to make something happen, but that Viper wall being put up is going to stop them pretty immediately. Hope going pretty far deep in.
For this
Will let the
unexpected
refract
angle here,
expire.
if FSU do try to walk up here, doesn't quite have an escape plan, but it's just sitting there.
Oh, but Allure with this paranoia, ready off contact, could be deadly. We'll reveal both their positions. Echo, though, going to find a loser queue in A main. Purdue is just shutting down all access to anywhere on this map.
B is pretty much a no-go here. We see Allure here with that smoke while Zekrom's Venom, I guess, the charge is still charging up for that wall. And so they do seem to be trying to go onto A, but Echo is still waiting there. Allure does get spotted out, but Armor does get killed by Echo, just waiting there.
Dino going to find Kraken,
A
30 seconds
3v3
left.
here. Could go either way.
but Hope on this flank does have just a Bucky. Echo going to find a third in the round, and
Nice.
Tashrik finally starts to plant.
Spike
Zekrom
planted.
does hear.
One enemy
Hope
remaining.
finds Laser Dino as well.
Nice, clean
And it's
headshot.
just down to Tashrik in a 1v3 with just
With
a
the
ghost. He's able to find Echo, though.
That outlaw not being able to do too much there, but it is a 2v1. And nice. They were able to get that kill onto Tashrik there.
A wonderful start to this second map in contrast with how Purdue played that first.
It's a little less scrappy, I would say. There was a bit more coordinated. They did get a lot of important kills there. But we want to make sure that Purdue doesn't get too overconfident with these wins here.
Absolutely. Purdue here going to just be making what they can out of this bonus. Echo did lose a few more players than they would have liked in that previous. Taken down to just 2, but gonna be doing what we can. Switching it up a little bit. Zekrom opting to be on this A site.
But again, ensuring the wall on mid is there just to try to block them off from going mid.
Be right back.
Saturate comes out as well as the dash. Hope wants to find pretty much anything, but as this refract expires, needs to pull back.
But that does sort of coerce FSU into going onto A site, where a lot of the team are.
Toxin screen down.
And Zekrom gonna
With that
find 2
double.
with the Bulldog.
It's extremely low on health, though, but we're still able to get that 2. Tashrik does get Kraken there. Zekrom not quite able to get 3 because he was so low, but is now a 3v3. Echo with that Sheriff. Having to play it relatively safe.
There.
Ops just retreat, wait for his teammates. Good call, I'd say. This pinch could be deadly. And exactly what Purdue needs to win this round. Hope gonna find Tashrik, bring it to a 3v2.
Echo might get caught off guard. Does get caught off guard here by Laser.
One enemy remaining.
But
Wow,
FSU
that clean
hindering
head
himself.
Armor just trying to spam through, maybe just get maybe get lucky, but not quite able to allure with that head tap.
And it was really just Armor accidentally using the saturate and hindering themselves that really just secured that round there for Purdue.
So, turns out these
I was
guys
extremely
aren't
low.
bad
I don't know if this was
executors
on purpose, but as we
Bye-bye.
saw, there was it was Hope on Waylay who was going incredibly aggressive on B, and then that almost looked like it coerced FSU into going A side. But we saw Zekrom there able to hold the fort with the wall, with his Bulldog, able to get 2 immediately there.
Absolutely. A beautiful game plan there from Purdue. Certainly something that's been drawn up before time. We're gonna see FSU just try and take a little bit more of this mid.
Echo has the op here. Hopefully is able to get some out of that.
But Kraken with the Odin.
We see almost everyone is in mid. Again, a highly contested spot on this map. Not quite able to get that kill. Hope on 22 HP, extremely low.
Does have the convergent paths if he so desires. Allure on this high spot.
Does
Will get taken out by Tashrik.
Unfortunately. Is a 44.
And so this Nightfall will be ripped into.
Doesn't quite tag anyone,
Pretty
but
much
does tell them that is pretty much a free site.
All these players are pretty low thanks to this Odin spam that was coming in through mid.
We see Zekrom
Convergent
here.
paths will be ripped by Hope. Inserts Kraken. Gonna find 2. Bring it to 3 in the round. That's a 4th. On for the ace. And just
Echo.
unfortunately ripped from his fingers by Echo.
Unfortunate there, but it's okay. Kraken was able to get that 4K on that Odin. Extremely well played.
Wonderful play there by both teams. The convergent paths being ripped by pretty much both of them, but Kraken able to insert himself behind that box and just find both. Absolutely beautiful there for Purdue. And we'll just see this start to snowball even more. Unfortunately, we're not going to be able to see much of that FSU economy, but we'll be able to guess pretty much from how they've played these past few rounds. Their economy is not in...
Not doing too great.
yeah, not in a good spot. So we'll see FSU with this weaker weaponry opt to just 5-man rush B, but they're gonna have to contend
You want to
with
play?
Zekrom.
Let's play.
Proto Force will
Always
be
seeming
ripped,
to choose the right site here to hold.
and the Hunter's Fury will be ripped as well. Just boxing in FSU. Kraken gonna find 2 off the back of it.
Insane play by Kraken. That's just completely stopping all of FSU's momentum onto B site. Now they have to entry into this smoke by Allure. Does go away, but Zekrom still has that wall. And then Echo with that op shot. Zekrom with that kill, and it's pretty much over for FSU.
Ogma gonna find one with the Sheriff.
Ogma
but is on
pretty much on 1
incredibly
HP.
low HP.
Well, technically 33 HP, but really, what can you do with that against the whole team?
Gonna find Allure. And Hope will secure the round with the shorty. That'll be a 5th in a row for Purdue. A stark difference to how they looked on the previous map.
I think, like you said before we started the round, you said that Purdue plays Corrode a lot, and I can definitely see that here. They seem to be extremely comfortable. Zekrom knows exactly what's a wall. Hope knows how to play offensively. They know how to play mid. They just know the map. And so I think they're definitely playing to their strengths by this map being played. So I'm wondering if FSU can sort of find any strategy to try to break Purdue's momentum here.
Absolutely. Kraken is going to be pushed off this spam angle by a bit, but not before getting a few hits.
He is
going to find
completely
Hope.
locked down, but Hope does go down, so FSU does have the man advantage here. But they pretty much have to commit to A because that Viper's pit.
Take flight. Enemy tag.
Oh, not quite. Just too many people there. Was overwhelming Kraken. Allure with that huge flank. Is it going to be enough? Nice. Echo with that clean kill.
Down A.
Waiting for Zekrom to regroup with him. As well as Allure going on that long flank again.
Did use one of those smokes to get past that Chamber trip, but Chamber is seemingly aware. And it's going to be a 2 versus 1 here on the flank. Gonna find the first and the
Does get the
second.
double. That was insanely well played by Allure there.
One enemy remaining.
The Dimensional Drift gets ripped. It's just left to loser queue in a 1v3, and there's nothing you can really do about that.
That name there, pretty much self-fulfilling prophecy. That is 6 in a row for Purdue. That probably feels nice from Purdue after that unfortunate loss before.
And I mean, just looking at this Purdue economy, it is out of control. hope they're, before buying anything, was at maximum credits. Echo does have an operator, but still has 7,000 credits left to play with.
I can only imagine what FSU's economy here must be extremely low. Wonder what FSU's talking about right now, what their game plan seems to be.
It's really just that Purdue is just taking too much. They're not even really taking a bunch of extremity space. They're just able to hold what they have extremely well.
And that dimensional shift is their ticket to creating space, but Armor's still getting killed there, so not quite enough to just have that dimensional drift.
Spike
That'll be
down,
spiked down in
B.
A main, or B main, sorry.
Zekrom finally goes down.
One enemy
Echoes with that clutch kill on Loser Q. Not quite able to get Bogma, but what can Bogma really do here? Surrounded by the entire team, and that's a 3K for Kraken there. 0-7. Honestly, FSU might want to take a timeout here if I was them. Just try to regroup a little bit, see what can they even try to do with this complete Purdue snowball right now.
Yeah, I believe, just like regulation VCT, each team is allowed 2 tactical timeouts per map, but not opting to use any on this attack half so far. When you're down 7 rounds, is quite the choice from them.
Don't miss me too
Maybe they have a game plan. I guess we'll just have to see. Does get caught up by that fade eye.
Echo gonna find armor.
That
once
op
again.
getting so much use on Echo side.
Goes for the random spam through the wall, nearly finds it as well as onto Tashrik, but is
Not
gonna
quite,
need the
though.
reload.
But FSU do know mid is extremely scary with this op now. Honestly, I don't even know what FSU's plan is. Might be going on to A now. Does seem like it. A minute left on the clock.
They have been finding relative success on A compared to B.
You are divided.
But that's mostly just because Purdue's been letting them get A for the most part and just been playing retake.
Paranoia going on. Kraken getting that double.
remaining.
And just absolutely shuts them down.
That Cosmic Divide was not able to cut or divide the map enough, and then Purdue just pretty much able to swarm FSU right out the gate and just Odin spam them to death, honestly.
And again, we're looking at this
Need to
Purdue
drop.
economy. We're not able to see Kraken or Zekrom, but
Look
3
at
out of
the
your
total.
2 out of your 5 players at near maximum credits. Even if you lose the next 3 rounds, you're still going to be able to full buy.
Try not to die.
What are FSU gonna do here? They have to change something up to be able to try to get out a single victory.
No more.
Well, just the
This
Odin
Odin
spam.
spam, but Armor does get that
Brockenstar
kill.
has truly returned.
Though with that kill on Hope, maybe FSU has a little bit of a fighting chance here. But Tashrik is pretty low there, I assume, from the Odin spam.
The Hunter's Fury comes out once again. Nearly finds armor, but
Wasn't tagging anyone, but did slow FSU's momentum down just a little bit.
Allure not quite going to be found.
Just staying on A just in case they try to go onto A, but 50 seconds left on the clock, and they are all mid with no real way to entry, I should say.
Laser Dino, though, going to find Kraken. That
Unless
will be
you-
the Odin.
Pull that, a headshot on a Marshall. Mid is free open space, but again, they don't want to play too cocky. They don't really know what to expect here.
30
Allure
seconds
is
left.
going onto A site, just in case they do come. They do have to commit. There's 20 seconds left on the clock. They do seem to be committing onto A, but Allure is here, ready and waiting. 10 seconds left. They have to rush
10
onto site.
seconds left.
And again, Purdue's just going to opt to let them have it.
I'm too far.
Instead, just wanting to play this retake.
Planted.
Allure does get killed by Armor. It's a 2v4 now. Maybe this could be FSU's first victory of the game.
Poison orb emitting.
Zekrom with the orb is going to draw all those crosshairs to the main. Going to find the first two. Brings it to
Player
even.
standing.
But it is
Poison's off.
1v2 now. Not quite able to. Was head level, but not quite able to get that kill. That is finally one win for FSU. But again, as we saw before, look, Purdue's immediately full buying because they know they have the economy to do it.
And I just want to, I don't know for sure, but I just want to speculate real quick. I do believe Armor had that divergent paths ready to just solo ult onto Zekrom. They are afraid of these Purdue players.
Just anything to get any small advantage will
Jump them.
help them
Time to
because they are so low. Again, Echo having that op here in mid. Did get that shot, but didn't want to commit too hard. Kraken is caught in there. Is able to get that Odin spam there. Not quite. Definitely pushing them away from going on to A because this Odin spam is pretty scary. So now they are going through mid. Echo here with 30 HP, but might be able to get one kill. Or not because the Astro Smoke is playing it safe again.
So they will opt to go through B-Link. Divergent paths will be ripped, but won't hit anyone. Zekrom instead inserting himself up through main.
They are able to get plant on B. I'll see how this defense goes.
Who's you gonna find Zekrom? And the Nightfall will be ripped.
But Allure does get that kill on Dino. Armor is extremely low. Does get caught up by Hope. But lose a Q with that 3Ks. 2v3 now.
Last player
Hope,
standing.
unfortunately, not quite able to get those kills. And then Allure getting cleaned up by Tashrik.
That'll be a second round going the way of FSU in a row. Purdue maybe starting to feel a little bit shaken here.
They do have the economy, but they do have to start playing relatively safe here. Otherwise, they might lose these last two and then have to go into the second half with just a little bit of a disadvantage. Not quite because they're still up 4 points, but again, they have to play relatively smart if they don't want to lose their lead completely.
Absolutely. And we'll see FSU here. Again, they're really what they've been doing in these past 2 rounds is just dismantling this Purdue defense. Just playing for time, really. Just doing what little they can within the first minute and 20 seconds, and then
The Laser Dino does have the op there. In a way, sort of counter-opping because Echo had that op so much. Armor getting that kill, Hope on Hope. Trying to get GP kills. They're coming with that one, but the entire team is following Armor. So it does get killed. It's a 3v4. Still could go either way. Right, they do have that
the
beat.
Lure and Laser Dino in mid.
Unfortunately encountered that.
But Echo prepared for the teleport. And he's going to find a second as well. And a third. And will find the fourth to give Purdue a 9th round.
That was incredibly clean by Echo. Wow.
Just so patient, letting those other players come to him. Finds the chamber teleport and just opts to wait. Knows that he's probably still up mid.
It seems to be that they're both looking for the op. As you can see, Echo does have that op again. We see him quite comfortable with the op there. Just opping down mid pretty much every round they can. This op is going to be pretty scary for FSU. Can't imagine that their economy is doing too great, especially after that loss.
Certainly, yeah. I mean, 2 rounds in a row. Pretty good for the economy, but will probably be pretty even going into this last round of the half. 9 isn't looking too bad, but your Purdue 10 would be fantastic going into this attack half on what is historically a defense-sided map, to my knowledge.
You want to play? Let's play.
Okay, the immediate Viper's pit on B again from Zekrom, meaning they have to go to A.
Good Quarter force ripped as well by Laser Dino. Valor here in quite the
Was
heavy
not
angle.
able to get anyone.
And Loser Q gonna find Kraken. Echo gonna find Bogma though. That will be the smokes taken out for FSU. Hope gonna
Hope with
find
that
armor.
kill.
And the dimensional drifts will be traded.
2v3.
Last player standing.
Patrick gonna find Echo, and it's all left down to Hope with just an operator. A 1v3.
Does have the conversion path, so it does get the one. But Laser
Almost
Dino
certainly
also
looking to
has his
pick up.
own
Yeah,
operator
picks
of
up a
his
Guardian.
Nice and slow now.
own. Does miss
Dodges an
that.
operator shot. Laser Dino. Taps the spike.
Does miss the haunt, unfortunately. He's
get
just
half,
trying to
though.
stick it.
And
Oh,
will just be double peaked and not able to make anything happen. 9-3 at the half.
Switching sides.
Should be looking pretty good for Purdue, but we've seen what can happen at a 9-3 half.
exactly. We've played these games before. If you weren't here for the first round, Purdue did have that 9-3 lead, but unfortunately did lose. So maybe hopefully Purdue is able to pick it up, especially on a map where they do seem to be pretty comfortable. They hopefully are able to pick it up.
Yeah, they seem really, really drilled on this corrode. It looked good on Saturday with the sub, but with this full roster, it looks even better. I really like the addition of the Yoru and Kraken on this Sova. It hasn't looked really all that different from the Fade, but I do like the drones much more than the Prowlers here.
And the
Just
drone-
applying a little bit more
And
pressure.
the Hunter's Fury as well, we've seen getting so much utility out of. We have this wall from Zekrom. Armor does get killed by Hope. Loser
Purdue
Q is
with the
going
early
through
man advantage.
mid. Kraken does get Loser Q. And then Echo gets Chamber, so it's a 5v2. Looking pretty good for Purdue. And they have this Viper Ball to give them pretty much free entry onto A.
These FSU players concerned about a B hit, but
They're concerned
it's
about
going
the wrong
anywhere
site.
but.
See, they don't even suspect it to be an A site when Purdue's entire team is on A.
And Echo with this deep insert in spawn could be deadly.
It's going to give
FSU
Purdue major...
Gotta be realizing it's
Time.
not A, or it's not B at this point.
Planted.
The spike plant, they
Finally
will
does realize they have to
finally
start
realize.
running their way all the way to A. That does kill just a little bit of time.
Pretty much the best that they can hope for here is to die to spike rather than to one of those Purdue players.
The Kraken is waiting. Does get the one. Not quite able to get the two, but it's okay. Allure does spot out Bogma. And does get that clean kill. Purdue winning their second pistol round of this game.
And so 10-3 is a very good place to start off this second half.
And just able to, I think winning this pistol round is just able to boost their confidence even more, which is a big part of just playing well. You need to be confident in your aim, confident in how you can play the game. So winning this
Absolutely.
pistol
It
is
felt like,
crucial.
honestly, what took them down last map was just the other team really just, they won those first two rounds and it felt like Purdue just kind of crumbled from there.
But they do have the Odin here, who's done a lot of work. And does spot out Lucia Q, but FSU are playing it safe.
Saturate does go out. A bit premature, I'd say.
Revealing area.
The dart will clear most of this site. Hope dashes in, but won't quite find anything thanks to the flash.
Has to retreat there. Hope with the kill. Does get traded though. Kraken, that Odin again doing so much work. It's 4v3 now for Purdue again. And then FSU are not even close to being on the correct site. Smoking off mid. I see Bogma there. I'm not sure if Bogma's on 1 HP. Or okay, my apologies. Saw wrong, but still pretty difficult on FSU's side.
One enemy remaining.
Echo's gonna find 2 there. Bogma will bring it to a 1v2, but
Does pick up that Odin if I'm not mistaken, but Echo able to clean it up with that Spectre to Bogma's back. 311 on Purdue side. Hopefully Purdue are able to clean it up fairly quickly.
and we'll see Allure opt to pick up this Outlaw.
FSU's economy isn't looking too great, so they might have a lot of light shields, in which this Outlaw might have a lot of effectiveness here. Something to note again, FSU haven't called a single timeout this whole game. Wondering what exactly their strategy is here.
Yeah, are they aware that they're allowed to do that?
Deploying
It's
drone.
a bit concerning at this point. Drone comes in, will clear out all this chamber util.
But doesn't actually spot anyone.
So the clone will be used to just break that chamber trip pretty immediately. Allure gonna spot Bogma at the top mid.
Bogma hesitant to try to peek the angle because they know that there's an op waiting.
Who's next?
This dimensional drift will be ripped. Armor not gonna be able to contend with Zekrom. Locates Tashrik.
Fortunately, does get blinded by his own flash and then gets clean one tap. But that's okay. Zekrom with that 3K. Very well played.
One enemy remaining.
And it's
Can
all
Zekrom
down to
get the
Laser
ace?
Dino. Gonna
Not
find the first,
quite.
but this plant isn't that well defended. Be able to pick up an Outlaw. Will find Kraken. And it's just down to Hope and Zekrom. Running
Has to
onto
try
the
to stick
site.
this.
And just barely are
Unfortunate.
able to make it happen.
That was honestly his best bet. They're just trying to get that diffuser as fast as they can, but we saw Purdue running it down mid because they knew.
A bit scary timing for that fake, but Purdue able to clinch out the round in the end.
Now it is 3-12 on Purdue's side. Are they able to clean it out this round?
Yeah, this is almost certainly a win for Purdue. It's less a matter of if and more a matter of when.
But we can't speak too soon.
Deploying drone.
I'm going to speak to
Tashrik is spotted immediately, but they do know that there are some people there.
Nice and slow now.
Saturate will be ripped. Pushes back Tashrik even further.
Seems to be pretty aggressive onto A. Tashrik does get that kill, unfortunately, on Hope, but does get the trade.
With that, Purdue has the site. Allure going to find loser Q in mid.
Has both the site and the man advantage here.
And that spike will be planted.
Spike planted.
Dino, Laser Dino seems to be trying to go for a bit of a maybe mid flank of sorts, but is by themselves. Zekrom gets traded.
Last
By
player
Kraken with that
standing.
Odin spam. And then Bogman's having to jump out that smoke, but facing the entirety of Purdue, it is now 13-3. Purdue did win that, so we are going to be going to our final round. Final
A
game after this game.
Pretty dominant win
Yeah.
for Purdue there. They looked completely in control that entire time.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I said I wasn't going to name names at the beginning, but it's me. I was the one that was kind of sick of seeing Purdue corrode. I cast it pretty much every time, and so
Mm-hmm.
I've seen it a lot, but really it just looked so rejuvenated this time.
Mm-hmm.
Just playing against a team that didn't really know how to handle the way that Purdue was playing, just not necessarily pushing for space, but just holding it so aggressively and well. Purdue just really looked unstoppable in that entire map.
They know exactly which parts are the most contested. Again, we said mid was extremely contested. Zekrom with that wall was extremely well done. Was able to hold down the fort both on B and A. And no matter what side he picked, always had that wall on mid, which is extremely helpful. And then I think they just had a bunch more confidence because it seems that Corrode might be one of their best maps, if not their best map, because we saw 13-3 is incredibly dominant on Purdue side. So good pick, honestly. That's all I can say.
I don't quite know who we're going to be playing in the next round yet, but hopefully Purdue can win this in the best 2 out of 3. Won't get quite the highest placement that we could because we didn't win it 2-0 pretty dominantly, but it's better than nothing, right?
Exactly. Hopefully they're able to get the confidence that they had on Corrode and put it onto the next map, and are able to get that win, hopefully.
And yeah, again, don't know quite who we're playing yet or where, but don't go anywhere because we still got one more map of Purdue Valorant for you. And welcome back to the third map of this best of 3 of best of 1 series. Again, it's weird, but I am once again Surugi, joined by Beansprout, my lovely co-host.
And some of you might be shocked to hear this, but we are playing the same team on our first map, so Dalhousie, I believe, and we're playing on Corrode for the second game in a row.
So we're really just mixing the first 2 best of 1s, if you think about it.
Yeah.
We're taking the team from the first one, who did unfortunately beat us, but we're taking the map from the second one, which we won pretty handedly, I'd say. And hopefully we're going to see pretty much the exact same comp locked in. It was really working out pretty well for us last time.
We'll see. Maybe not. We're now on Purdue's, I would say, one of their best maps. Maybe they'll be able to eke out a victory against Dalhousie this time around.
And I mean, it was pretty close in that first game. We did go to overtime. It ended up being 15-13. So it was still pretty close and competitive game. So hopefully on this map of Corrode, where Purdue has these hours, they have these set plays, it'll be a lot better.
So currently we're seeing Omen on both, Waylay and Viper on both teams. All very popular picks, but then the 2 differing ones are the Fade for the Sova, and then for Duelist we have the Neon versus the Yoru.
Yeah, again, Kraken would usually be playing this Fade here on Corrode, but we did see this switch up coming in from that last map, and honestly, I really liked it. He was able to put good use to those Hunter's Furies, as well as just those recon darts as opposed to the Haunts, and honestly, I've always preferred the Sova Owl Drone as opposed to the Prowler.
It just gives you so much visual information as compared to just the Fade dogs that just go around seeking people out. If you notice, Purdue actually has, I'm pretty sure, the exact same team as last game. So they're just sticking to what they're comfortable with. But Dalhousie do have a little bit of different picks compared to their initial Pearl map. So I'm excited to see how they play.
We are still going to see CS Goaty, though, on this Neon. He was really, really good with it in that first map of Pearl. Was able to not necessarily carry his team to victory, but was certainly a driving force.
Able to provide so much pressure while entering and just having that movement, just catching Purdue off guard.
But we are going to get right into the action. Purdue on this attacking side. Zekrom going to be going down first, which is not very good.
Burgoso has the exact same wall that Kraken had last game. Seems to be a very effective wall.
Enemy down.
Galen does get that kill through the smoke. Doesn't look too great for Purdue right now. It's 5v3. But the smoke is stopping Dalhousie from going through. But CS Goaty getting that double.
Down B.
As well as a third. CS Goaty on that flank, just absolutely lethal to this Purdue squad.
Dalhousie didn't even have to try to execute onto site. They were just able to get those free kills pretty much from those flanks.
Yeah, Purdue not off to a great start. Again, Corrode is, in my opinion, a more defender-sided map. I believe that the data reflects that as well, as most defenders end up winning more of the rounds. But still, losing that pistol round is going to set you quite far back off the bat.
Extremely fast as well. That's a pretty quick pistol round. But now we see all of Purdue going on to A side, except for Kraken, who's trying to get maybe just a little bit of info there. Purdue decided not to scale up mid because they do have the gun disadvantage. So they're just trying to play it safe here right now.
After that initial presence is shown, the bulk of Purdue is going to be wanting to head towards this B site. Echo not having quite picked up the spike yet.
They don't really know which site to commit to, so they're just trying to put it back in spawn just to see maybe if they have an opening somewhere that they can finally pick it up.
Absolutely, and after this smoke goes down, it's going to be crucial that Zekrom eventually puts this wall back up to just sell at least the littlest bit of a fake here. Purdue finally regroup.
They do
they're with the jump spot.
That CS Goaty is mid, so they are definitely not going to commit there. There's a lot of pressure there, so they're going to go to A. But Mika just putting so much pressure with those smokes. 35 seconds left on the clock, so they definitely have to commit to A now. Just a matter of how.
30 seconds left.
Mika's going to find 2 before being taken out. Outlaw shots will go out, but won't quite find anyone.
CS Goaty with the Outlaw. Although it did pick up
Last
the
player
Bulldog, but
standing.
doesn't seem like it's going to be able to do enough here. And I'm pretty sure that was just a gun diff there on that round. Purdue didn't have enough to get the kills that they needed.
Gotta go.
Yeah, they did find 1 or 2, so that's good. but this third round is really going to be crucial. If Purdue is unable to shut down Dalhousie here on their bonus, it won't be looking the greatest.
At least Purdue does have the ability to full buy here, as we can see on every agent. Dalhousie can't really see exactly what their economy is, but I assume it's still relatively decent from the 2 wins. They did get a lot of kills. They did get a good amount of their teammates killed.
And Zekrom off the bat gonna find Ben in A main.
That's extremely helpful with that immediate pick. Again, Zekrom with that second kill. They definitely needed that in order to maybe get a little bit of an advantage after those first 2 rounds. Smoking off mid just to make sure they don't get any extra pressure there. But Fragoso
inserting himself so deep in, but Hope not going to be able to find it despite Fragoso having the weaker weapon.
Fragoso now fully having the entirety of mid by himself, but Purdue aren't really looking towards mid, they're looking towards A now. Echo does get killed, providing so much pressure onto Purdue. Kraken back with the Odin, we know it and we love it. CS Cody is spotted out. They do know he's there. Zarkom with that 3K. Not much that CS Cody can do now, it's pretty much a free sight.
And I mean, you never want to be retaking with the sniper anyway, but Kraken, just with the spam through the box and the smoke, is able to find CS Cody and clean up that counter bonus for Purdue.
Maybe this is a sign that Purdue are trying to get a bit more comfortable, because once you see Kraken spamming through smokes with that Odin, you know that they are able to get their footing a little bit.
Again, we're going to see Zekrom just put his own same setup, but the rest of Purdue is really opting to go a bit heavily towards B here.
This is a bit of an interesting, a sort of fake almost on Purdue's side, just to get as much attention as they can onto A, but we'll see how effective it is. A lot of people in mid on Dalhousie's side. CS Cody does get the kill on him, unfortunately. Smoke does go up, so they can't really look through mid anymore, but that one pig might be goal.
Zekrom is going to find Mika eventually, and the Omen Smoke will go out to give them just a little bit more mid control.
CS Cody is waiting, does see them there, doesn't really want to contest. Is running away. Did do a lot of damage to Allure, but Allure does know to sort of run away, not take that fight.
Toxins going up.
Zekrom going to be taken down by Ben.
Immediately, that was extremely clean on Ben's side. So they no longer have that A pressure, so now they do have to commit to B. Mental Drift is being used to spot out all of Dalhousie's players. Gets that clean kill on Fragoso. No more smoke on their side, I believe.
But again, we're going to see CS Cody on this Neon. He's able to just rotate so quickly. He's already behind these Purdue players.
Not sure if Purdue knows that CS Cody is just right behind them. It is 3v3, so it could be anyone's game here. The spot Kraken. Ben with that one. Kraken on 8 HP. Can he get the clutch out here against CS Cody?
And he's able to find it. Fantastic play from Kraken Star there. Able to secure Purdue another round despite being only on 8 HP.
That was absolutely insane. CS Cody seemed to be too shocked to shoot anyone there. That was very well done by Kraken. So now it is 2v2, so they were able to bring it back after those first 2 losses. This is very exciting. Now Purdue do have a lot of money here. It seems that Dalhousie's economy is relatively low, so they are opting for a bit smaller of a buy here.
And just what fantastic play from Purdue here so far. They did lose those first 2 rounds, but they're still applying a great amount of pressure on this A side of the map with really only needing to commit 1 player to it.
Echo with that clean kill, and then Zekrom with that kill immediately, just 10 seconds into the round. It's going to be a big advantage for them on winning this.
Yeah, the big strength to that A Viper wall is that you can send 5 players there, or you can really just send 1, and it applies an equal amount of pressure. It really necessitates an early defender needing to push through there.
Exactly, but Galen does get that kill, so there's a lot of pressure through mid now, so Zekrom does have to use that smoke.
Poison's off.
But Purdue anxious to try and execute through this Viper
But the
wall.
Odin doing its thing
Enemy remaining.
once again. Now it is a 4v1 against Fregoso. They do know where Fregoso is, so it seems. And Fregoso is pretty low with just a Sheriff. Will that Odin get the kill? Not quite. It was the Phantom on Echo, but that's still good enough.
And
Purdue with
beautifully
that 3.
timed spam there as Kraken was just walking up. They were able to take that Spike and Odin down. They might have been able to make something happen, but Echo just completely shuts that thought down.
Now, Dalhousie do seem to be able to get a full buy, but we see that Purdue do have a lot of money and have 2 ults there. We have the Hunter's Fury and the Viper's Pit.
Come into the unknown.
So maybe we'll see those being used this round as well.
And yeah, if that Viper's Pit's able to get onto one of those sites, it's going to look very good for Purdue. Fregoso, they're doing the jump spot. Kraken nearly finding their head.
What I'm finding interesting is that Purdue don't really seem to be looking at mid anymore, even though Dalhousie just keeps thinking that they might. And then Kraken with that 100 Fury does get that one on Fregoso. That is incredibly huge.
But Galen, with an Odin of his own, able to find hope. CSGO once again is on this early flank.
Seems we might be playing a full Odin game at this point.
Player standing.
But Zekrom was able to flank and kill Galen. That is no more pressure from it anymore.
The last player, CSGO, able to find 2,
But of
but not
course,
quite able to squeak it out.
Kraken able to get that 3K from that Odin.
Purdue's just been looking fantastic in these past few rounds. Really just playing the map really just clinically and just able to dismantle whatever defense Dalhousie have in the works.
I think what strategy they have going on, whether intentional or not, is that they have Zekrom there to have that pressure onto A. And then Dalhousie think that mid is extremely highly contested, but it seems that Purdue isn't even going through mid, so they're putting so much attention onto a site on a place that's not even contested. But it seems that Dalhousie do finally know that it isn't really contested. It doesn't quite matter because Purdue's able to get 2 kills immediately.
Dalhousie does have this weaker weaponry, but Purdue is not even giving them a chance at these eco frags.
One enemy remaining.
Fregoso
Zek.
trying to sneak on that flank, but still not even quite able to get anything. Mika by himself with the Sheriff. Does get that clean kill on Echo, but again, it's still a 4v1 where Purdue seems to be committing onto A and leave it to Kraken to just clean it up with his Odin once again. Seems this is pretty much how every round is finished. It's just Kraken getting the final kill on that Odin there.
And Purdue kind of showing just a bit of a pacing shift up there. They weren't going super slow, but they were honestly just waiting for Dalhousie to come towards them because they knew they were on that eco. They knew they were probably going to try and make some aggressive play, and it really worked out in Purdue's favor there, just getting all those frags in B main right off the bat.
I think what's also helping is just Purdue now. You can just feel it. They definitely feel way more confident being on Corrode, so they might just be winning their gunfights, and that could be just as simple as that.
Drone gonna clear out pretty much everything. Not quite gonna find Fregoso.
You see what this wall provides so much pressure mid and B. It's a lot more slower paced already than what we've seen before. Zekrom already getting killed by Ben there.
CSGO inserted on this deep line could be crucial.
Does get that kill. But was able to get traded. It is 4v3 now. Slowly edging up towards mid. Don't really know what to expect here.
Obo will be spotted, and Mika uses that paranoia to push Hope back. Alert gonna find
Seemed
Mika
like Galen was about to commit that.
and Kraken. Ever with
Nightfall,
the
but
Odin
not
gonna
quite.
find Galen.
So now Ben does have the conversion paths there and a rifle, but is he going to be able to clutch it up?
30 seconds left.
Purdue do see that B is pretty much a free site right now, so they are planting on B.
Krag is inserted so deep into enemy territory,
He is
but
extremely low.
is
so he's
almost
trying to
being
get-
sandwiched by the enemies.
Player standing.
Hope doesn't see quite Fregoso there. Can Kraken do this on 9 HP? Has to be careful because he's only on 33, but does get killed by Ben. Finally, around for Dollhousie side.
And Ben will opt to pick up that Odin, presumably for his initiator Galen. But Purdue is rich enough that they can just buy everything back. It's really no problem.
Kraken with that Odin again, as expected. I did see, I don't know how recent this was, but they did make Corrode relatively less wall bangable. But we still see the Odin having so much utility here. So
It's especially in mid that they didn't change any of those walls in mid. You can still spray through them with just as much fervor.
I mean, not much new happening here again. At the same wall, we have Purdue trying to get any quick picks on B side, but nothing really quite happening here.
And Kraken picking up the orb does give him that Hunter's Fury if they want to go for the Hunter's Fury and Dimensional Drift combo that they did previously. Purdue is really just playing this pretty slow, wanting to find pretty much anything before committing to one of these sites.
Ben is on half HP, so that could spell doom for him, but Purdue are definitely playing this extremely safe. They seem to be pinging B, so they might be
Who's next?
committing to B site. You see the Dimensional Drift there. Burgoso is able to get spotted out by the Hunter's Fury. Does get killed. That combo, like you said before, is extremely deadly.
Spike planted.
But the Nightfall will come through by Galen
Last player
and
standing.
is paranoid in return. It's really not looking good for him.
Doesn't quite matter that Nightfall was used, but didn't really get that much utility.
But that'll again be 2 Purdue ultimates used to win that round. So they are just down to that Viper's Pit once again.
However, we can see their economy from that total is extremely high, and we can see Dollhousie doesn't have the option to buy that many guns. They don't even seem to be buying shields here, just trying to get as many powerful pistols as they can, which as much damage as they can onto this
Eyes up.
seemingly hopeful round.
So going into this round 10, Purdue look to want to make it a 9-3 before going into their better half. Hope gonna find Fergoso right off the bat.
Immediately. And then Echo with that kill, that follow-up. Extremely quickly on. B is now completely free, but CS Cody knows that, so he's running fast all the way to B to try to contest it a little bit. But Purdue are still a little bit hesitant because they don't really know that it's completely clear right now.
So it's going to be a 5v3 rush into this B site
CS
for
Cody
Purdue.
does see that Purdue are rushing onto B side, but can't really do anything by himself.
Paranoia goes out on the completely wrong side.
Enemy remaining.
And Kraken and Echo are going to find 2. And it's just down to CS Cody. Nothing but a sheriff. What more can you really ask for?
Flawless.
Kraken, of course, had to be Kraken to finish off that round, but we can see that CS Cody does at least have his ultimate now, so maybe Dollhousie will have a strategy to go around that Neon ult, but we'll just see how that goes.
Absolutely. Purdue building up these ultimates pretty quickly. Echo in the previous round using that Dimensional Drift, but he's only 3 ult orbs away from having it once again. Such a powerful ultimate is fantastic to have it just be online pretty much every other round.
And we can see that Zekrom didn't even need to use his Viper's Pit. He still has that there when he wants to use it. You see this pressure on A from this Zekrom wall, but there's nothing there because that was just
Be right back.
a fake.
Again,
by
you've just
pressure.
conditioned these players round after round. Zekrom's going to be there. He's going to try and punish this over-aggression.
Come to my world.
Too bad.
So finally, we see this Viper's Pit being ripped.
Used to entry onto site. Echo getting that whiff there, but
Hope gonna
Mika's
find
on 8
Fergoso.
HP, still extremely low health. If they go into the Viper's Pit, they're pretty much guaranteed one tap, or just gets killed there anyway.
Shot down.
But now having to navigate this Viper's Pit against 3 people and this Odin.
And Kraken, with 6 bullets left, is able to find it. That'll be an 8th on the board for Purdue.
Last round
now-
before the switch.
You can see that insanely deadly combo with Echo and Kraken. Their ults are almost both online at the same time again. So maybe if they get enough kills or enough orbs, they are going to be able to use that to just clean up the round right after that. But we'll
Going into this last round, you probably just want to get that orb funneled into Echo.
and then just get the information right.
Do what you can with it.
Exactly, but Dalhousie doesn't seem to have that great of a buy. They're trying to buy Guardians and Light Shields, but they can't fully buy the rifles there.
And yeah, they do look to just be funneling this ult into Echo and just use it for a quick exec here.
Now, not all of Purdue's here, so they are they're waiting a little bit on this exec because we do have Kraken with the spike still sitting around their spawn, so they're not trying to get too hasty with it. They did ping mid, might be wanting to go through, but Zekrom getting that wall bang on Mika there.
Who's next?
And Dalhousie suspect that something's afoot in mid, so they reinforce it. And honestly, these players are heading towards A. Overdrive has been ripped, but Purdue have utilized this absolutely perfectly, claiming this B site as their own as Zekrom finds Ben on A. And it's just left to these players in mid.
Zekrom with that 3k is extremely low, but did get that 3k anyways. Galen does get that kill on Kraken, so that's the Odin spammer offline. Echo is sort of surrounded here. The timing on that was unfortunate. Galen again with that
And it's
kill.
just down to Allure and a 1v2. Gonna make it a 1v1. But Fergoso does have this Viper Pit if he so chooses. Is paranoid, so has to get off the spike.
Allure just
And Allure.
with that clean headshot. Fergoso wasn't able to quite utilize his Viper Pit, unfortunately, because Allure was putting so much pressure onto Fergoso that he needed his gun there out at all times.
And that will be a third 9-3 in a row for Purdue.
But again, that first
can
round
never
started
really-
as a 9-3 on Purdue's side, and then unfortunately we lost 15-13. But we do know that Purdue seemed to be pretty comfortable or competent on Corrode, so maybe they'll be able to cleanly finish this out.
Yeah, it does unfortunately just kind of come down to this pistol. If Purdue's able to secure it, they'll almost certainly have the map. But if Dalhousie is able to steal it away, they might have a
bit of
fighting
trouble
chance.
Revealing area. There they are.
Can we see that wall fully through mid?
Kraken
Kraken decided to
getting
swing through that wall,
A bit over aggressive there.
but might get to be a little too cocky there.
Kraken there with the strongest weapon on that Purdue team.
Fergoso trying to creep up, but does get killed. Zekrom with that kill, and Ben
But those paranoias coming through at the
double
same time.
paranoia. Allure gets that kill on Ben. This pistol is looking extremely good. Echo just getting too nervous there, whiffing there a little bit, but that's okay. Zekrom with that sheriff kill. It's just Galen left, getting
With the
saturated there.
saturate.
Does get that clean kill on Zekrom, but was able to get traded by Allure. So they did win that pistol round. It is now 10-3 on Purdue's side. I don't know. I think Purdue has got their footing now. They did win pistol round. They're probably going to win this bonus.
That'll
Hopefully
be
I didn't
an
speak too
outlaw in
soon.
the hands of Echo, a judge in the hands of Hope. Hope they're probably just looking to Hope go do waylay things.
Exactly.
Just dash in, saturate, judge.
Exactly. And Kraken, you know, even when he doesn't have the Odin, he has the Ares. Just trying to spam as much as he can on this map.
I'm out of here.
CSGO does have
They might be
It's
trying to do
Bucky.
a fast exec here just to provide as much pressure as they can. But Hope sitting in the corner with that judge
is able to find a third.
is able to
Could
get the
potentially
fourth.
find a fourth here.
Not quite. Doesn't want to get too overzealous. Kraken does get that kill with the Ares.
And it's left in a 4v1 with Mika
What can Mika
behind
really do
two
here?
smokes. Has nothing but a stinger.
Spike is already past the choke, the entryway. So what can he really do? Does
Shock
get shot
dart
guarded. They do know where he
Does
is.
go down. He only has 23
What
HP
can
left.
he do here?
I mean, if Purdue wants to get overzealous, they might as well just hop out with the classic right click.
You see him there.
And he goes into smoke, and Kraken is able to clean it up.
Didn't really expect to have that double swing there. It is now 3-11 for Purdue side. They did win that bonus round. Their economy is looking pretty great. Dalhousie might... I assume Dalhousie just... They might be a little bit flustered right now. They don't really know what to do here against Purdue's... I'd say home turf, honestly. Purdue's just so comfortable on Corrode.
So although Purdue is on a bonus, so they might have weaker weaponry, Dalhousie did opt to go for a force by last round, so they won't have quite anything either.
A lot of them are spotted, but Kraken
Just gonna find it immediately.
and Allure now picking up that Ares.
I mean, it just seems unfair at this point.
The spam.
Kraken gonna find another.
Mika left by himself one more
And
time.
is in the TP. I mean, this looks
Match point.
completely different than that first map. Dalhousie and Pearl was at least able to... They were able to win, and despite Purdue putting up a good performance, they were able to eke it out by just playing together as a team more, but Purdue has just had a complete tonal shift.
They just know the map so incredibly well. They keep getting these early picks, and then we see Kraken with the almost 5.0 KD.
And so Purdue, still on a bonus round, look to finish out this match.
Spike is still left in spawn because they don't know what to do. Echo immediately with that kill onto Mika. It's not looking too great.
And Hope finds CS Goaty and has enough money to buy a Vandal as well.
What?
They're finding Ben.
What can Dalhousie even do here? I mean,
Toxin
once this
screen
wall goes down for Ghost Home, might just pretty much over.
Revealing area.
One enemy remaining.
I get Kraken again. Had that backup with the Odin.
Allure down to 11. Galen gonna find Echo.
Is
It's
Galen
not
gonna be able to
quite
clutch it
over
up
yet.
here? But with the Odin, is Kraken gonna be able to clear it up with his signature Odin here? At least Galen does have
Does
Spike,
opt
but
for a bit of a repeak. Won't quite notice Kraken. But Kraken is able to secure it. Purdue take the map in, again, dominant fashion.
yeah. I'm pretty sure. What was the score in the second game? Was
I believe it was also
13-3?
a 13-3.
That is
Absolutely beautiful there
Yeah.
for Purdue Gold. Looking fantastic going into the season.
I just really hope that Purdue are able to take this energy on Corrode and transfer it to other maps because Pearl was extremely close and on Corrode it looked completely different. We saw a clear shift on Purdue's confidence and their strategies on this map specifically, but hopefully they're able to bring that onto other maps. Otherwise, I'm afraid they might just get steamrolled on the other maps that they're not as comfortable with.
Certainly, this Corrode looks very practiced and very clinical for Purdue. But again, those other maps, I'm going to make quite the not nice comparison. They look a bit like ranked play. It looks like they're almost just making things up on the fly, not
Yeah.
necessarily like, oh, we do this, we do this, we do this, we group up here.
Yeah.
But if Purdue's able to, like you said, transfer that energy from Corrode to some of these other maps, they're going to be looking very scary going into the season.
Yeah, for sure. I'm super glad to see Purdue finally able to pick up their footing because that first map, that 9-3, we did get 9-3 curse, that didn't look really too great on Purdue. So I'm really glad to see that they're just able to pick it up. They didn't really let that stop them because they were able to get super comfortable, which I'm really glad to see.
And so we did end up winning 2 out of our best of ones in this best of 3. So we're not going to be placed quite at the highest, I believe, because I believe those would go to the people who 2-0'd other teams. But we are still going to be placed, I believe, fairly high in the rankings. So look forward to seeing us in the NECC on Mondays. Until then, this has been VALORANT at Purdue, signing off.